Hello viewers, this is Revealed with Njiraini muriuki. Once again, tunaangalia history ya Paul or Saul the Paul. Saul the Paul, the writer of the Pauline region, the Pauline region. Now, I want to at least look at it, or I want to tell you how Paul made the whole story and why he made the whole story of Jesus Christ and why he started Christianity and why the Israelites don't believe in Jesus Christ. It is very simple. Paul was a follower of Ptolemaic dynasty. And again, if you read the Bible, Paul used to persecute the church. But look at it. At that time, there was no church in Israel. There was only synagogues and temples. There was no church. Then you would see that Paul, being a follower of Ptolemaic dynasty, we are finding that the Ptolemy the first Soter, his nickname was Ptolemy Soter Christus, or Christus the Soter. What does the name Christus the Soter means? It means Victor the Savior, ama Christ the Savior. Because the name Christ means victor and Soter means savior. So Christ is the savior, Christus the Soter. So Paul is keeping on, or is trying to establish the Ptolemaic religion through the Pauline gospel, and this is what he's calling Christianity. Because if you read again, you'll find that the followers of Christus were called the followers of the bishops of Christus, the bishop of Christ, the bishops of Christ. So you'll find that whatever Paul is doing in the New Testament, he is trying to create and to make concrete his religion, which is Ptolemaic religion, or the Christus religion, or the Christus Soter religion, as the worldwide religion. That's why you'll find that the books of Paul, or the letters of Paul, were the first letters to be written in the New Testament. And then Paul decided on influenced the writings of the New Testament, the writings of the four Gospels. Why? Because he wanted to make it look concrete. The reason I would look that why is it that there is disparities, there is differences in the Gospels when it comes to genealogy of Jesus Christ, when it comes to the death and the rise of Jesus Christ, when it comes to the birth of Jesus Christ. If these four writers of gospel were indeed the apostles of Jesus, there wouldn't be such disparity. There wouldn't be such a big difference. But because it was made, that's why we find these differences. So Paul, as he is saying in the Thessalonians and in the Galatians, as he's saying that he caught the Galatians using his treachery. The same thing. The whole thing of the New Testament and Paul is treachery. It's a lie. And that's why Paul is saying, he's calling the Galatians foolish, because the Galatians are being told what Paul wants them to hear. But again, Galatians are looking at the whole thing and they're like, oh, okay, oh no. I think it is like this. So the Galatians are going back to what they believed, and Paul is very angry because they are not buying the Pauline religion, and he's telling you foolish Galatians. You foolish Galatians. Why?